Good morning, friends. Thanks for stopping by the House of Tone today. My name is Wes Lee. I'm a band instrument repair technician. Started a YouTube channel to show what my life is like working on the band instruments. Today we got a cool trumpet that we're going to work on. This was sent in from a viewer. It's a really cool old horn. Let's jump right into it. Got this really cool old project. Oh yeah. Cool old Ambassador. Third valve issue. Got some dents. Broken solder joints. These were cool. I liked how they had the double braces. Here, these were built like tanks. It looks like we fell down a flight of stairs. Pretty crunched up. Pretty straight, in good condition overall. Slides are stuck. Okay, let's get it pulled apart, cleaned. All right. Oh, that solder joint let go. Yep. I'm going to try to go in with a little expander and see if I can just use it to grab up on the tube. And I got to be aware, got broken solder joints. Nope. That's not going to do. And we've got an additional problem. The tubing is cracked over here. So before we get on any big effort, we're going to go ahead and solder the mouth pipe back into place. That mouth pipe is wanting to twist, so I'm going to go ahead and do these solder joints here. Sturdy that up. I'm going to wait on that one, I think. These horns were built so solid. Now we're going to tap this slide back off. Persuade it a little more. And then we'll... No, can't really get it to twist the way I want. And with that tube being cracked, that really... Okay. I'm going to put a plug in it. Okay, we've got the plug soldered in. Chuck it in the vise. We're going to use a twisting motion. Still have to be careful not to break all the stuff. Okay, I'm going to let that set in some more penetrating oil, and we'll catch back up. Going to use heat to draw in the penetrating oil. It's just been sitting. Now we'll try to give it a little twist. Get this supported. Want to see if we can get the corrosion to break. All we need to do is get a little bit of a pop. Let's heat it up again. I went ahead and pulled the slide tube. I didn't feel like it was going to give me anything. And then let's see if I can zoom this in. there's so much corrosion in there that it's not coming out. So we're going to get a lot more drastic. Got to remove all the soft solder. We're going to heat and quench to get this tuning slide apart. Okay, now that we've got all the soft solder cleaned off, so I've got this on the expander, just trying to hold it in place, and that tube just is not moving. So the way that these are made, it was brass on brass. Brass shares the same molecular structure. So if it's over time, that corrosion will just come together, and that's not going to give it up. I heat and quenched it 3 times. That's not going to give it up. I'm not holding with regular pliers. Let's zoom in on these. These are really cool. Check that out. They're paralleled and they're round. So they allow you to grab up and get great surface area. So you're not collapsing the tube. You're not putting any kind of marks or anything on it. Let me get a flashlight, show you what's going on with this. There you can see they're just fused together. So we're just going to do away with this tube. We'll make a new tube. Just adds a little bit to the process. Here's our old tuning slide that was rotted away and just overall in bad shape. Here's my new tuning slide that I've processed down. I'm guessing on the length of the inner slide, but I've got the outer slide where they're matched up. I'm guessing, but I'm pretty close on the inner slide. So we'll get this installed. You have to make sure you get all your alignment right. You want the mouth pipe to sit in the center line of the bell. We're going to carefully tack the outer, so then we can pull this back out. We'll solder the inside. I rarely use clips to hold my work, but this brace wants to jump around a whole lot. Let's buff off this tinning. And this is just Triple E on cheesecloth. And let's check our fit. Oh yes, very nice. Very nice. Well, that was a whole lot more than I anticipated, but that's what you run into on these restorations sometimes. So you just have to make parts, have to make the tubes, to find the tubes that work, make the tubes, make everything line up, get it accurate. So we got a new tuning slide put together. I'm going to touch up these old solder joints after it's clean. Now we're finally ready to get it chemical flushed and move on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll catch up with you later. We've got our trumpet all cleaned. Looks good. We're going to get started on the bell. Comes up in the comments a whole lot on just about every video why I never use heat. I don't anneal. Well, guess what? I'm going to use some heat.
He's going to use the heat. He's going to use the heat.
But not in the way you think. These folds are on top of themselves. So the brass is going to want to fold up on itself. these creases are very deep, and the way that this is actually over this other, it's not going to want to come back straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push and flex the bell back as much as I can on its own. I'm going to make a pretty big flame. Not a lot of heat, a lazy flame. I don't want to mess up the finish on this instrument, but I want to warm up the brass just a little bit so it'll give me some help. So there it is, I'm using heat. I just want to warm it up just so it'll give me some help. That's it. If you watch it, I'm just unfolding it. Okay, now I'm going to rough my bell rim into shape. And you're just trying to be not aggressive at this point. And you're just unfolding it. Just got to spend some hand time with it. Rough out all the spots. Ready for final rim shaping, but it looks like maybe just a little bit right here. But really, yep. It's real good. I'm just using the dent machine as a big giant burnisher. It can leverage all the force. But I don't want to use any more than I have to. And you do have to be careful when you're doing this work. You don't want to overexpand your flare. So it would look like it humps out as it's coming back. And you can easily do that with brass. Now this one's going to have some scars in it, but it'll have a real good story to tell. Now we're going to come in, take care of all the stem dents. Notice we have a patch, so we know that this is going to be soft. So we're going to set up. I'm going to do this by hand with a rod. Even though I'll use the dent machine as my base, I'm going to use a rod and go by hand, just so I can keep a better feel on it. All right, let's do some dent work. Right here, right here. Yep, this is going to be a great horn when we get done. It's another good instrument. Okay, I'm going to switch out my tool and get these back here. Bell dents came out really nice. The flare looks good. Now that I know that those are going to be good, I'm going to come back in, and there's a couple of dents right in on the mouth pipe here. And I've got a special tool. It's backwards rod, and it's bent over at a 90-degree angle. Come through the tuning slide, and I'm going to work these dents in this area. And I've got some knuckle dents that I'm going to take care of down here and over here. So we're getting close. So I can kind of sneak in like that. Now I'm just going to work under. Get these little knuckle dents. And these over here. I'll be watching right in here. See there? There it goes. Now if you'll remember, our third valve wasn't functioning, and very well could have been some of the damage that was done on this knuckle. Looks real good. Tried to preserve the patina as much as we could on the tuning slide. Tried to match the patina for the rest of the horn, so as it ages again and turns back dark, it's all going to be consistent. Our bell came out really nice. All the dents out of here. Okay, let's get it put back together. Wasn't that a fun project? That's a really cool vintage horn. That was my pleasure to work on. That bell came out really nice. And you got to see me use heat. How about that? This one is good to go. I appreciate you stopping by the shop today. It's been a minute. We've been busy, been blessed to be very busy. And got my cohort back over here working on some clarinets. The fabulous Miss Kay. So we'll see you again soon here at the House of Tone. This is Wes Lee, signing out.